Good morning and welcome to the Airbase Hell YouTube channel. My God. What's this all about? Well, this is obviously a place where I'm going to be showcasing the Airbase Hell music and also my other love in constructing things, which is model aircraft. You can probably see several of them lurking behind me there. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some inbox reviews and some build vlogs. I think that's the word you woke people or whatever you wish to call yourselves these days, technologically sound-minded. I'm old. Vlog, video, log, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, enough of this crap. So I'm going to be doing, say, some build reviews and some out-of-the-box reviews of various kits and such. And today we're going to start with one of my all-time favourite aircraft. Let's turn the camera around and have a look what we've got on the table. So this is what we have before us, the A&A Models 1/144 scale Antonov An-22 Anti, to give it its full title. Anti, sometimes translated as Antaeus. A very, very splendid, very, very large, in fact, the largest turboprop transport aircraft in the world. And a stunning thing it is. Makes the most wonderful noise if you've never heard it. If you've listened to any of the Airbase Hell music, my first track that I ever released, which was the demo version of Approach to Hell, and the subsequent track on the album, the main drone on that track is actually a sample of this beast flying over my house. So there you go. What have we got? We've got a rather nice bit of splendid box art, beautiful photograph rather than an actual drawing of the beast itself, landing probably at Hostomel. It's based in the Ukraine. Wonderful. These are the things we really want to look at. It's quite a big kit. For those of you that, like me, prefer things in Imperial, around about 18 inches by 15 inches. So 18-inch span, 15-inch length. So it's not small. Reasonable parts count. For those of you that like things like the model number, it's there. On the side here, a couple of different variants. So we can do the current Antonov Design Bureau or Antonov Airlines colours and the previous colours. I've seen it in both guises at Manchester, which is rather splendid. As we go around the box, nothing outstanding on there, but when you get to this side, it has got some of the CAD design photographs showing there. Now, with this kit, there's quite a lot of talk with this, whether it was just a rebox and rejigging of the Eastern Express AN-22, which I've sort of looked into quite a bit, and we are assured that this is a new tooled kit, though it is done on a fairly short run production mold type thing. One of the things here, made in Ukraine. The Ukrainians and the Russians don't tend to see eye to eye so much, really, so it sort of leaves more of the credence that it is a purely Ukrainian thing, because Eastern Express being a Russian company, of course, for those of you that know these things. Anyhow, let's have a further look at what we've got. So, decals, transfers, whatever you wish to call them. So we have two sheets for this particular aircraft. Obviously, both for the same aircraft. Your slightly older Antonov Airlines colours here and the current colours that she wears there. These look to be quite nice indeed. Doesn't seem to be that much carrier film on them, and what is visible is quite thin. I would possibly err on the side of caution. Having done a few things like A model kits and Eastern Express, I find that it's prudent to sort of, if you've got some of the microsol, Microscale, that's the company, their decal film, just put a coat over these and just cut your decals out individually and carefully. It seems to make a lot, quite a bit of a difference. They do still go on nice, and not only that, microset and microsol will work beautifully setting these down onto your kit. So that's your decal. Instrucciones. Usual things, your parts breakdown, whatever you're building it up. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through these in detail. I mean, it's an instruction sheet. You know what an instruction sheet tells you to do. Your colour call-outs for this are in Humbrol, so it makes it easier to do some cross-referencing. And then you've got your colour call-outs here for your up-to-date and, of course, your previous colours there. Very nice indeed. Nice and solid. And, yeah, easy schemes, really, to, I would say, to, mask up. Obviously, you've got more flowing lines on this one, so be careful with it. Use a thin masking tape to sort of define your main line, and then I'd put broader tape on top to just complete the masking so you're not getting overspray. That's them. Very nice indeed. Now, I'm an impatient bugger, so I've already cut a few of these bits off the sprues just to sort of, have a quick look at how things line up. This is obviously your wings, and you can see the upper surface is this rear part here, sort of one-piece span, and your wings, your outer, obviously lower and outer wings come like so. So you can see these are positions sort of where your lower wing would go, and then there's another part that's going to fit onto the other side of these for the upper. These are the lowers, obviously where your nacelles are going to go. Detail-wise, let's see if we can get to zoom in and show us a bit. So you can see the detail is actually quite nice. Not too bad. I have noticed a few areas on here where some of the lines may need rescribing. And you can also see where I've cut from the sprues, there are quite a few little bits of the sprue because of the way that they attach to the sprue. It's leaving you with some quite chunky parts there. It's probably better to leave these like so, cut them off like so, and sand them rather than try and cut quite close because you may knock some notches out of the plastic. So leave these stubs on and then just sand them down with a suitable sanding stick, and they should go nicely. Fuselage halves, okay. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't look too big, does it? But obviously, you've still got tail to go on the end of this, and you've still got your forward fuselage to come. You'll notice straight away on these that there's quite a lot of quite nasty flash just on the top here and around here. There's also quite an overlap, sort of like a burr on this upper seam, which is quite nasty. That's going to need quite a bit of sanding. Not only that, there are a few areas on here that are definitely going to need some rescribing, particularly around this bit here, he says. I'm not getting it on camera because he's an idiot. Yeah, this bit here is going to need a little bit of rescribing. Nothing too major, but it's there. You'll also notice as you follow these down, the panel lines just sort of disappear. The reason for that is because you've still got the side sponsons to go on. So the actual panel lines go down to where the side sponsons will be. So you don't get a discontinuation of the panel lines. That's quite a nice touch that they've done it like that. So yeah, it might look a bit strange at first. But yeah, it's all there, that's for sure. So this is good. Okay, so these are those upper parts to the outer wings. Okay. Quite nice, quite bold panel lining on these. I mean, don't forget, this is a Soviet aircraft, and it was built back in the sort of, mid-60s, so it's not necessarily going to be an aircraft that's going to be really, really smooth in real life. If you get a look close up, you'll see that, the panels are quite bold, but that beautiful glossy colour scheme tends to cover it up. So I quite like the detail on this. Plus, it's 1/144th. It's nice to sort of have a bit of stuff showing through on it. Some people, it's not there. They want it really ultra fine. I quite like a little bit of definition on these. So these are quite nice. So with the noise of somebody blowing leaves in the background, which you possibly can hear, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. Here we go, some more of the spruce. So these are your rear cargo doors, some of your rear cargo interior, obviously the side sponsons. There the undercarriage is going to go. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, see. Quite nice. A little bit of rough here. Might just need a couple of little bits of a tickle with the sanding stick. Again, just watch these edges. They seem a little bit rough. You can see some burning on the sprues. There's your tails. A few more of the bits for that back. And your actual vertical tail planes all looking quite nice there. Quite bold panel lines again. More sprue bits. So we've got the rest of the side sponsons here, which on the aircraft do bulge out quite a bit. They're quite distinctive, so these are quite well done. This is also parts for the cockpit. You've got these little things here, which are basically what your seats, like your bottom of your seats here. You've got your panel there. Nothing too much in the way of detail. You're not going to see much of it, but it's quite nice that it's there. Some of your nacelles. Okay, don't forget we've got 4 engines on this aircraft. And there's the rears of the nacelles with the turbo exhausts there. And 1 of 4 sprues here for wheels and propellers. Don't forget, this beast is contra rotating propellers. So you have 2 lots of 4 blades going in different directions on each engine nacelle. So plenty of that. Bit of wheels there. Nothing too much to write home about these. They're more than adequate. You're not going to get a massive amount of detail on them, but they'll do quite nicely. As I do quite like the way that these are done. Let's see, are we going to focus for me? Are you going to focus for me? There we go. Not too, but again, a little bit of flash, a little bit of cleanup going to be needed. As I say, it is quite a short run type production on this, so you're going to get that. You know, this isn't a kit that's going to be for your base level modeler, but you know, if you've got some reasonable skills, if you know what you're doing with a bit of a sanding stick and a bit of filler and such, you're going to be able to make a really nice job out of this. So there's those bits, and we're getting towards the rest of the last few bits now. Okay, the last 3 sprues that are not duplicates. So obviously this is your forward fuselage, so a quick zoom in on that. Quite nice. One thing I have noticed, you see on the windows here, some of them have got like a little lip, just raised lip just on the outside that's going to need sanding flat. Same on the main fuselage. It's not a major issue, but it's just there, just a little rough. Again, a few more bits, bulkheads and such for inside, and then more bits that make up, say, like your undercarriage. A few of the bits, that's a bit on for the front of the side sponson, little intake for the APU there. Undercarriage doors, all that sort of stuff, another little intake exhaust for APU there. And here we've got the clear parts, which are actually quite nice. The only thing I'm not over keen on is this, is like the weather radar, the bit that's slightly sticky out nose bit on it, which is in 2 parts of clear plastic. Why they've moulded it like that, I do not know, but it's quite nice and clear. It's decent. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Like I say, it's going to be a little bit of work to get things done, but I think on the whole, let's just zoom out again here. Where are we? I think this is going to turn out to be quite a nice kit. Yes, a little bit of work to be done, a little bit of rescribing, some clean-up, but on the whole, it looks very nice. At some point, I'll probably get an Eastern Express one as well as a comparison build, but they also do 2 versions. So they do an early version with the fully glazed nose and not the bit of the extended nose radar, as well as this one. Both theirs are just pure Soviet, so like Aeroflot or USSR Air Force, Soviet Air Force, which gives you, again, a little bit of scope if you like the AN-22. You can do a couple more versions there, which is very nice. So yeah, well, that's it in the box. Once we get around to building it, we'll show you more. See, just is it good? Does it go together, or is it going to be something that's going to wrestle me to the end? Stay tuned, find out.